mention these steps later on. But for right now, to make this easier, I want you to go ahead and turn to the back side and look at the little diagram there, okay? And so what I want to do, this is just a kind of a visual aid for you. I want to show you how notes are taken this way, and then I'm going to give you an example and show you why they're helpful for a lot of students, okay? So here's what you do. To take notes in the Cornell method, normally, unless you have very strange notebook paper, your paper has a little margin on the left side, right? And so what you do to do this is you go up to the very top line, and you do this ahead of time, and you have to prepare your paper. And it takes 5 seconds to prepare it, so it's about as easy as it gets. You go up to the top line, right at the margin, you go in about 1 more inch, and then you draw a line down, you stop about 5-6 lines from the bottom, and you draw another line across. And you just do that on every piece of paper that you're going to use. So that's pretty easy. When you've drawn these 2 lines, you've divided your notes into 3 parts. This big part right here, which is where you're going to take notes during class, and then this wide margin and this bottom part, and you're not going to do anything with these during the lecture. This is for afterward. And so then when the teacher starts teaching, you're going to be writing notes in this section, and the one difference between the way you may take notes now and the way this asks you to is that you're going to be writing some things right here at the margin, and you're going to be writing other things in further on the page. And so what goes here at the margin is what it is listed right here. And by the way, when you do this with your notes, you're not supposed to write the words main idea and supporting details on the paper. It just shows where they go. Again, it's kind of a diagram, but here's the way this looks. The teacher is going to be a history teacher again, and they're going to teach you today about many causes of the Civil War. So that's the subject of the lecture. First thing they say is, the first cause of the Civil War in this country was the economic problems in the country at the time. So that's the first main idea, the first subject. You write that here. Then they give you details, probably more details than you want. All those details get written here. Then they say, let's go on to the second cause of the Civil War, which was slavery. And you go back here and write that. Then you write the details about it. And that's basically the way you take notes during the class. Again, nothing over here, nothing down here, just the notes. And one quick question about this, and that is, we talked about the idea of trying to go on a diet with your notes as much as possible. On which part of these would you need to go on a diet more? The main ideas or the details? Yeah, the details. And the reason is because you want to make sure you get the main ideas really clearly down. It's the details that most teachers fire at you way too fast, and that's where you have to abbreviate, leave out unimportant words. And again, I'll show you an example of this in a little bit. Now, if you're still taking notes when you get down here near the end of the class, the bottom of this page is not here, because you're saving this for later. It's right there. Then you would go to another piece of paper or the back side and just keep doing what you're doing with those 2 lines written. And that's how you take notes during the class. Okay? When the class is over, then it's time to review. And part of the way you review is to fill this out, and the other one is to fill this out. And I'm going to show you examples of that as we go. When you look here at the diagram, you see that off in this left margin, it talks about key words or titles.